Let's take a moment and think about something fascinating. Have you ever noticed that certain older individuals who cherish their solitude seem to possess a unique kind of strength? Maybe you're one of those people, or perhaps you've seen it in someone else. The quiet confidence, the calm presence that makes them stand out. It's not just about being alone. It's about how they turn that alone time into something enriching. If you've ever valued your own space or found yourself curious about what makes these individuals so remarkable, then you're in for a treat. Today, we're uncovering 9 incredible traits that define these solitude-loving souls. These qualities go beyond the surface. They reveal an inner power, a grace that can only be nurtured in quiet moments. So, whether you're looking to understand yourself better or simply want to appreciate the beauty in others who enjoy their own company, let's explore these traits together. Trust us, you'll find this journey both eye-opening and inspiring. Let's begin with number 1, profound self-awareness. When we observe older individuals who find solace and joy in their own company, we're seeing something truly remarkable. It's not just that they prefer being alone, it's that they have reached an extraordinary level of self-awareness that sets them apart. This is not something that comes easily or overnight. Over the years, they've spent countless hours reflecting, observing their thoughts, and paying attention to their emotional patterns. Through this ongoing process, they come to understand their strengths and accept their vulnerabilities. This deep sense of self-awareness leads to an inner calm and confidence that is not swayed by the need for outside validation. Imagine what it's like to live through decades filled with experiences, the triumphs, the heartbreaks, the dreams fulfilled, and the ones let go. Over time, these experiences shape us, and if we're attentive, we start to see patterns in our behaviors and reactions. We become more aware of why we desire certain things, why certain situations trigger us, and how we navigate the world. Older individuals who thrive in solitude, like our friend Marie, have learned to use these reflections to cultivate a profound self-understanding. When we talk with Marie, a retired teacher now in her 70s, there's a serene presence about her that's hard to ignore. It's as if she has unraveled the mystery of her own nature, and this deep self-knowledge emanates from her like a quiet strength. Marie often shares that, in her younger years, she constantly sought approval from those around her, from her family, her colleagues, her friends. She thought that being valued meant others recognizing her worth. But as the years passed, she started setting aside time just for herself. She wasn't avoiding others. She was exploring her inner landscape. She says, "It felt like peeling back layers of an onion. Every time I sat quietly, whether through journaling or meditating, I discovered another facet of who I am." These moments of self-exploration weren't always comfortable. In fact, she admits that facing certain truths about herself was unsettling. But this discomfort was where growth began. Those who truly enjoy their own company have walked this path. They've come to terms with both their light and their shadow, and it shows in the unshakable confidence they carry. It's crucial to understand that self-awareness doesn't equate to self-obsession. Quite the opposite. The more we come to know ourselves, the more we recognize our interconnectedness with the world around us. Take Marie's experience, for instance. She doesn't describe her alone time as isolation. She views it as a form of recharge. It's a chance to connect with the most authentic part of herself, which in turn allows her to be more present for others. When we talk about profound self-awareness, we're talking about this inner fullness that doesn't seek to be completed by external forces. It's like walking into any situation not needing to prove anything, because we already understand our value and our place in the world. Many of us at various stages of life look outward for validation. We chase achievements, relationships, or social acceptance, hoping that they will affirm our worth. Yet those who have developed a profound self-awareness seem to possess an inner glow that sets them apart. It's as though they've discovered that true fulfillment is not something found outside of themselves, but something nurtured within. When we encounter someone like Marie, her tranquility can make us pause and reflect on our own lives. We begin to question, are we running away from our true selves, or are we brave enough to explore and understand who we really are? Let's explore this journey a bit further. The path to self-awareness is rarely smooth. It's filled with moments of discomfort, times when we have to confront aspects of ourselves we'd rather ignore. But those who relish their own company do not shy away from these moments. Instead, they embrace them, sitting with their insecurities, fears, and regrets. It's through this raw confrontation that they emerge stronger and more self-assured. They've looked in the mirror, faced the reflections that make them uneasy, and have come to a place of acceptance. This self-acceptance, in turn, transforms their solitude from a state of loneliness into a haven of peace and contentment. Now, how do individuals like Marie reach this state of self-awareness? It often begins with simple, yet powerful practices. Marie, for instance, found that journaling became a way to give voice to her thoughts and emotions, allowing her to explore them without fear of judgment. Meditation provided another path for her to listen to her inner world amidst the daily chaos. In today's fast-paced society, where silence can feel almost unnerving, such practices become invaluable. Those who have learned to cherish their own company have also mastered the art of tuning into their inner dialogue. They make a habit of self-reflection, leading to a richer understanding of their own nature. What's fascinating is the kind of freedom this self-awareness brings. When we know ourselves deeply, we are less swayed by the opinions and expectations of others. We don't feel the need to conform to societal standards because we have already defined our own values and priorities. This is why people like Marie seem so grounded. She often says, "There is a peace in knowing that I am enough as I am." Imagine the liberation that comes from not needing to seek validation from anyone else. This sense of freedom is one of the defining features of those who have developed profound self-awareness. We must also acknowledge the quiet confidence that comes with this self-awareness. It's not the kind of confidence that shouts or seeks to dominate. Instead, it's a subtle, steady presence that radiates from within. You notice it in the way they speak, how they listen, and their approach to challenges. They don't react impulsively. They pause, reflect, and respond thoughtfully. This is because they understand that not every situation demands their energy. Marie embodies this perfectly. She chooses her battles carefully, saving her energy for what truly aligns with her values. This calm, composed demeanor is magnetic, drawing people toward them in a way that feels both inspiring and reassuring. As we listen to individuals like Marie, we realize something important. They don't just know themselves, they also accept themselves fully. This is a crucial distinction. Self-awareness without self-acceptance can lead to inner turmoil, but those who enjoy their own company have made peace with their imperfections. They recognize that to be human is to be flawed, and they've stopped beating themselves up over past mistakes. Instead, they view these mistakes as essential lessons that have shaped their journey. It's this level of self-acceptance that makes their presence feel so comforting. It's like sitting with someone who has no need to change because they have already made peace with who they are. Now, think about how this kind of self-awareness affects their relationships. When we're content in our own company, we no longer seek others to fill an emotional void. Our interactions become more about sharing experiences than taking from others. We become more present, we listen deeply, and we offer ourselves without expecting anything in return. This is why people like Marie are such cherished friends and companions. They are not searching for someone to complete them. They are there to simply connect, making every interaction feel authentic and meaningful. So, what does this mean for us? It serves as a powerful reminder that self-awareness is not just for those in their later years. It's a lifelong journey that we can all embark on, starting at any point in our lives. It's about setting aside moments for introspection, whether through writing in a journal, meditating, or simply sitting quietly with our thoughts. It's about exploring our inner worlds, confronting the parts of ourselves that are difficult to face, and gradually building a deeper understanding of who we are. And as we do this, we too can cultivate that serene confidence, that sense of peace that comes from being truly at ease with ourselves. It's a gift that we give to ourselves. It transforms solitude from something to be feared into a space for growth and self-discovery. It allows us to navigate through life with greater clarity and purpose. So as we absorb these insights, let's consider making time each day to listen to our inner voice. We might ask ourselves, what are we learning about who we are today? Because the more we come to know and accept ourselves, the more we will find that our own company is not just adequate, it's enriching and profoundly fulfilling. Number 2, unwavering independence. When we look at those who have lived many decades and still find joy in solitude, we often find a remarkable strength within them. It's this deep-seated independence that shapes who they are. You see, as they journey through life, they've learned something crucial. They've discovered the power of relying on themselves. And this isn't merely about doing things alone. It's about mastering their own path, solving their own problems, and making decisions without constantly seeking validation or input from others. Think about it for a moment. When we live independently, we cultivate a certain resilience. We adapt to life's curveballs, and we learn that no matter what challenges come our way, we have the inner strength to face them. It's like building a muscle. The more we practice this self-reliance, the stronger we become. And this independence isn't born overnight. It grows over years of facing difficulties, managing our responsibilities, and realizing that we can handle things even when no one is around to lend a hand. We can look at someone like John, our neighbor in his late 60s, a widower who has embraced solitude with grace. John is the very picture of this unwavering independence. He doesn't merely sit around and wait for help. He goes out there and makes things happen. He maintains his own home, manages his finances with precision, and even takes himself on solo travel adventures. His life isn't limited by the absence of others. In fact, it's enhanced because he has learned to fully engage with his own capabilities. Imagine John for a second, returning from one of his journeys, suitcase in hand, a sparkle in his eye as he recounts tales of the places he's been. That's the essence of what we're talking about here. His independence gives him a sense of empowerment, a feeling that he can take on the world without hesitation. And isn't that what we all strive for? To have the confidence to explore life, to face each day with the knowledge that we are enough. Now, let's take this further. This kind of independence doesn't mean shutting others out or refusing help when it's needed. Rather, it's about knowing we have the capability to stand on our own 2 feet. It's about finding joy in our own company and knowing that, no matter what happens, we will be able to handle it. People like John aren't driven by a need to isolate themselves. They simply cherish their self-sufficiency. And this self-sufficiency is what makes them adaptable and ready for whatever life throws their way. When we cultivate this level of independence, we start to see challenges differently. They become opportunities for growth rather than obstacles to fear. We begin to trust our own judgment more because we know we have navigated tough situations before. And this is where real freedom lies, not in avoiding difficulties, but in knowing that we can face them and come out stronger on the other side. We might wonder how someone becomes so independent. It's not about rejecting help or insisting on doing everything alone. It's about learning through experience that we are capable. It's about practicing decision-making, solving problems, and sometimes even failing, but always getting back up again. With each small act of self-reliance, we build that inner resilience. Over time, it becomes second nature. It becomes a part of who we are. John, in his quiet yet powerful way, embodies this. He isn't out there boasting about his independence, he simply lives it. He has built a life where he depends on his own resourcefulness. He finds joy in managing his home, pride in handling his finances, and excitement in setting off on adventures alone. Through these acts, he sends a message to all of us that independence isn't just about being alone. It's about being whole, capable, and ready to face whatever comes next. This independence also brings a sense of peace. When we know we can rely on ourselves, we aren't easily shaken by uncertainty. We don't wait around for others to fix things for us. Instead, we take action. And this proactive mindset keeps us grounded. We become more adaptable because we have learned to trust in our own abilities. This is the quiet strength that radiates from people like John. We can all learn from this example. We don't have to wait until we're older to practice independence. We can start now by taking small steps to solve our own problems, to make decisions based on what feels right for us. We can learn to enjoy our own company and find fulfillment in the things we do for ourselves. In doing so, we build the foundation for a resilient and adaptable life. Let's also recognize that independence brings a unique kind of joy. There's a sense of accomplishment in knowing that we can manage our lives, that we can explore the world on our terms. It's not about avoiding others or refusing help. It's about discovering what we're capable of when we give ourselves the chance to stand alone. And when we do invite others into our lives, it comes from a place of strength, not neediness. John's story reminds us that independence is a journey, not a destination. It's something we cultivate over time, through every choice we make to rely on our own judgment and abilities. It's about learning to be our own support system, our own problem solver, and our own source of encouragement. And when we embrace this, we find a new level of confidence and peace within ourselves. So what can we take away from all this? Independence, especially in our later years, is a source of strength, adaptability, and resilience. It's a reminder that we have the power to shape our own lives, to make decisions that align with our values, and to navigate challenges with courage. It's about cherishing our ability to be self-sufficient, while also knowing when to welcome others into our lives. When we embrace unwavering independence, we become like John, capable, empowered, and ready to take on life's adventures with a sense of joy and fulfillment. And that is something truly worth striving for. And now, we will be talking about the number 3, the creative spirit. You see, solitude isn't just about being alone. It's about creating a sacred space where the mind can roam free. It's fascinating how some older individuals embrace solitude as a way to unlock the creativity that lies within them. They don't shy away from being on their own. In fact, they thrive in it. They understand that their quiet moments are like a blank canvas, an opportunity to paint their thoughts, dreams, and ideas into something tangible. We want you to imagine for a moment how this time alone becomes the fertile soil for creative seeds to grow. Whether it's through painting, writing, gardening, or crafting, this solitude becomes a powerful tool to express their inner world in ways that can captivate and inspire others. Now, creativity doesn't just happen overnight. It blossoms in an environment where the mind is at ease, free from distractions and the noise of daily life. That's exactly what solitude offers. Think of it as a kind of sanctuary where these individuals can explore their imagination without the pressure to conform or perform for others. When they're painting, it's not just about the brushstrokes or colors. It's about the way they're communicating their innermost feelings and perspectives through the canvas. It's in this space of quiet that they can truly listen to their thoughts, explore their dreams, and channel their creativity into something unique and beautiful. In solitude, these individuals are like gardeners of their minds. They plant seeds of creativity and nurture them with time and patience. When you see an older person quietly tending to their garden, you might only see the flowers. But to them, it's much more. It's a reflection of their care, their persistence, and their ability to bring beauty into the world. Every plant they nurture, every bloom that flourishes is a testament to their creative spirit. This creativity is not bound by age or by the limits of what others think. It's fueled by their own passion and their choice to spend time in activities that bring them joy. When they write, whether it's poetry, stories, or reflections, it's as if they are opening a window to their soul. They aren't writing for applause or recognition. They write because it brings them joy, a way to make sense of their experiences and share their wisdom. And here's something for you to think about. Their creativity is not always about the end product. It's about the process. It's about those moments when they are lost in their thoughts, fingers tapping away at the keyboard, letting the words flow effortlessly. In these moments, they aren't alone. They are accompanied by their imagination, by their ideas, by the vibrant world they create with their minds. The power of solitude is that it allows these individuals to be themselves, fully and without reservation. They are not concerned with impressing others or meeting expectations. Instead, they embrace the freedom that comes with being alone. In this freedom, creativity flows naturally, unrestricted by the noise of opinions or the pressures of society. It's their time to explore, to experiment, to express who they are at their core, and we want you to take note of how liberating that is, to create simply because it feels right. The creative spirit that thrives in solitude is also a form of self-expression. These individuals are telling their own stories, capturing moments, feelings, and thoughts that might otherwise go unspoken. When they sit down to write or to paint, they are engaging in a conversation with themselves, exploring the depths of their own minds. This is not about loneliness, it's about connection with their innermost self. Their creativity becomes a bridge between their thoughts and the world, allowing them to share a part of who they are with others, even if it's just in a quiet, personal way. Here's something else to consider. The beauty of their creative works often inspires others. A painting, a piece of writing, a garden, it can move people, provoke thought, and evoke emotions. But the true power lies not in the artwork itself, but in the fact that it was born out of moments of solitude. It's a reminder that sometimes the most profound and inspiring creations come from those quiet times when we are alone with our thoughts. And isn't that something worth celebrating? How about the number 4? The treasure of a rich inner life. Now, when we speak of older individuals who embrace solitude, we're diving into something far more profound than mere preference for alone time. What we're really discussing is a profound sanctuary they've built within themselves, an internal world where deep thinking, reflection, and contemplation thrive. This isn't just about escaping the rush of the outside world. It's about finding a peaceful place where they can truly explore their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It's this intricate inner life that grants them a sense of wisdom and calm that draws others toward them, like moths to a gentle flame. Think of it like this. They've journeyed through life not just collecting experiences, but also mining each of them for their hidden lessons. When they sit with us for a conversation, it's like we're speaking with someone who has wandered through the vast forests of their own mind, gathering knowledge and insights as they go. And that makes their words more than just stories. They become echoes of a lifelong search for truth. Engaging with them feels like we are unearthing precious jewels from a treasure trove, each idea polished and thoughtfully presented for us to marvel at. It's not simply their stories that captivate us. It's the depth of their reflections that leaves a lasting impression. You see, solitude for them is not about loneliness. Far from it. It's more akin to a sacred space they've created, where their mind is a garden full of blooming ideas, questions, and observations. This is where they retreat to explore themselves, their thoughts, and the world around them. The beauty of this practice is that it allows them to see life through a lens that many of us overlook. They develop an intricate understanding of how things work, not because they rush to conclusions, but because they have the patience to sit with their thoughts and let them mature. When they do speak, it's as if they're offering us fruits ripened through years of careful nurturing. In today's fast-paced world, we often find ourselves caught in the whirlwind of constant activity. It's easy to overlook the power that lies in stillness and quiet reflection. Those who nurture their inner lives remind us of a different kind of strength, the kind that comes not from noise or action, but from the ability to sit with oneself and ponder. They create space in their minds for ideas to flourish, for emotions to be fully felt, and for truths to be discovered. And when they decide to share their thoughts with us, it's like opening a window into a wellspring of wisdom, a place where insights have been brewed and refined over the years. Picture a conversation with someone who has this depth of thought. It feels less like a dialogue and more like a journey. There's a calmness in the way they speak, a sense of assurance that comes from having explored their inner world so thoroughly. They're not rushing to impress with clever remarks or flashy statements. No, they speak with a patience and clarity that makes us want to listen, to really take in what they have to say. It's as if they bring a tranquil energy into the room, one that settles our restless minds and invites us into a more thoughtful state of being. Let's explore how this rich inner life changes their perspective on the world around them. Because they've spent so much time in contemplation, they aren't easily swayed by passing trends or the surface-level noise that often distracts many of us. They've learned to discern what truly matters and what doesn't, to see beyond appearances and grasp the underlying truths. So when they share their thoughts, they do so with an authenticity that is both refreshing and grounding. We can sense that their words are not just opinions but reflections that have been carefully weighed and considered over time. We often overlook how solitude can transform our relationships with others. Those who possess a rich inner life bring a different kind of presence into their interactions. They aren't looking for superficial exchanges or idle chatter. They seek genuine connections that resonate on a deeper level. Their solitude has taught them the value of meaningful dialogue, and when they engage with others, it is with a sincerity that is felt rather than just heard. They draw us in, not with flashy words, but with the quiet strength of someone who listens as much as they speak and thinks as much as they feel. We should also consider how this inner richness shapes their resilience. Life's challenges do not unsettle them as easily because they have spent years navigating the inner landscapes of their own thoughts and emotions. They have built a kind of inner compass that guides them through both calm and stormy times. They don't crumble at the first sign of difficulty. Instead, they draw on the wisdom they've accumulated, using it to find their way forward. And when they share their experiences, it's like they're offering us a piece of that compass, a tool that we can use to navigate our own lives with greater confidence and peace. Think of their inner life like the depths of an ocean. On the surface, everything may seem calm and still, but beneath there is a vibrant world full of movement and life. When we engage in conversations with them, we are not merely skimming the surface. We are diving into those depths, discovering layers of insight that we might never have imagined. They do not just look at the world. They experience it through a series of reflections, each one adding a new layer to their understanding. This is what makes their presence so enriching. They open up new ways of seeing and understanding that we may have overlooked in our hurry to keep up with the world. And how do they develop such a nuanced inner life? It doesn't happen overnight. It is the result of years of practice, choosing to spend time alone, embracing quiet moments, and allowing themselves the freedom to explore their thoughts without judgment. They have become their own companions, learning to sit with their feelings, to question, to ponder, and to grow. This has given them a resilience and strength that doesn't depend on the approval of others. It has made them self-reliant in the most profound sense, and we can feel this strength when we are around them. Their words don't just come from a place of knowledge. They come from a place of lived understanding. Those who have developed a rich inner life remind us that there is immense value in solitude, in taking the time to know ourselves deeply. Their presence is a living testament to the beauty of introspection, to the power that comes from quiet contemplation. When they speak, they do so from a place of genuine understanding, offering insights that can transform how we see ourselves in the world. It's like being offered a key to a hidden room within our own minds, a room where the noise of the world fades away, and we are left with the pure, unfiltered truth. As we spend time with these individuals, we come to realize that their wisdom was not found in the external world, but within the quiet corners of their own minds. They have shown us that sometimes the most profound lessons come not from talking, but from listening, to ourselves, to our thoughts, and to the stillness within. And in sharing their journey, they inspire us to explore our own inner lives, to find the richness and beauty that lies within each of us, waiting to be discovered. In their company, we learn to value the moments of quiet and reflection. We learn that solitude is not something to be feared, but something to be embraced as a doorway to deeper understanding. It's through this journey inward that we find the wisdom we can carry outward into our conversations, our connections, and our lives. And in this way, those with a rich inner life become not just companions, but guides, leading us toward a more thoughtful and fulfilling way of being. If you're someone who values your alone time, or you know someone who does, take a moment to celebrate that gift. Older individuals who embrace solitude carry a quiet power. They bring a deep well of wisdom, creativity, and emotional resilience that the world truly needs. So, cherish those moments you carve out for yourself. They're not just acts of self-care, but bold declarations of self-respect. Remember, solitude isn't about isolation. It's about finding a sanctuary within yourself and savoring the beauty of your own company. Every time you find yourself in that quiet, reflective space, know that you're tapping into something extraordinary. It's a strength, an art, and a source of inspiration for others. So let's celebrate this beautiful quality. Share your own stories and tips in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. And if this message resonates with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more content that lifts you up. Thank you for being here. And until next time, cherish the power of your solitude.